This happened about 3 years ago when I was staying at my uncle's cabin in rural Washington. It was one of those places that's beautiful during the day, but feels like a completely different planet once the sun goes down. I was there alone for the weekend, supposed to be catching up on some college coursework. Around 11:30 p.m., I was sitting in the living room with my laptop. The cabin had these massive, floor-to-ceiling windows that looked out into the dense tree line. Usually, I'd pull the heavy curtain shut, but for some reason, I'd left them open that night. The reflection, I was typing away when I noticed something in the reflection of the glass. Because it was dark outside and bright inside, the window acted like a mirror. At first, I thought it was just the wind moving the branches. But then I saw it again, a faint, pale shape near the edge of the porch railing. I froze. I didn't want to turn my head and alert whoever it was that I had seen them. I slowly adjusted my laptop screen to change the angle of the glare. My heart dropped. Standing just 3 feet away on the other side of the glass was a man. He wasn't moving. He was just standing there, wearing a dirty, oversized yellow raincoat, staring directly at the back of my head. The realization. The scariest part wasn't just that he was there. It was how still he was. He didn't have a weapon visible, but he had this wide, vacant grin that looked completely unnatural. I tried to stay calm. I stood up, pretending I was just going to the kitchen for a glass of water. As soon as I stepped out of his line of sight, I bolted for the mudroom where my uncle kept a shotgun. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely grab the shells. I walked back into the hallway, shouting as loud as I could that I had a gun and had already called the police. I heard the heavy thud of boots jumping off the wooden porch and disappearing into the brush. The aftermath. The police arrived about 40 minutes later. They didn't find the man, but they found something that still gives me chills to this day. The perimeter. There were dozens of muddy handprints all over the exterior glass of the living room. Taped to the very bottom of the front door was a small, torn piece of notebook paper. It simply said, "You should close your curtains. I've been watching you since Thursday." I had arrived on Wednesday. He had been standing in those woods for 2 days, just waiting for me to look up